you're trying to connect.
Yeah.
Oh, you are there already.
But this is, I think this is not, this is I think this is from the Facebook Messenger. I'm not sure, right?
Okay. All right. So what do you think about this?
Actually, I'm trying to look at this, but I don't know whether this is from the Facebook Messenger. That is what I'm not really sure of. It's telling me something like that. Are we from Facebook Messenger? No?
No, we're on Facebook
really?
Live now.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Can you imagine? Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that?
Yes.
I don't really know what really happened today with these connection issues. Yeah. It's so strange. Yeah, exactly. And from your end, yeah, you were able to establish this connection. Is quite.
So do we move on like this?
Anyways, let me see. Yeah, I think from my end, it's not really stabilized yet. Let me.
All right, let me know when we can move on, then you take over.
Okay, let me see.
Hello, everyone. Yes, I can see you. But at least you can see my face.
Of course, definitely. I can very well.
So let me know when you are set, and then you can take over.
Let me see. I'm trying to see it a lot. Sorry about that. Okay. Let's see. Let me see. Nope. Sorry, just a second.
All right.
Just a second.
I know we'll start now.
Yeah. But let me see. Yeah. I'm trying to see from my end to. I mean, I'm not seeing myself live yet, so.
Oh, okay. I can see you live. What's going on? I can see you live.
No, I mean for my page. Oh, okay. Yes.
Okay.
I need to share it on the wall. I mean on my page wall, so that
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, I understand.
That's what I want to try to see.
All right, let's see how that works out, and then.
Yeah. Then we can start exactly. Okay. Let's see.
You say?
I think we have to go like that, so we are not going to waste time because we can actually share it on
afterwards.
Yes, exactly. Okay. Anyway, today has been quite challenging.
Very challenging.
Quite challenging.
At this point.
At all. Anyway, my viewers, thank you for being patient so far and for taking your time with us. We want to actually apologize for all the delays. It's something beyond our control. We try all our efforts to come up as soon, as early as possible.
It's village people, but they can't win.
They can't win. We are winning over them.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you, and thank you for coming up of the show again today, the 7th of November, 2020. And I'm having my guest again for the second session of the book review Hangout. That is the research workbook and my guest is live and direct with me. Wherever you are watching us around the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, everywhere you're watching us. Thank you for staying tuned. Now we're going to go straight to the point because we've actually had a lot of challenges with our time with this event. So it's going to be very short, but we are going to be very detailed as well. Now, my guest, thank you for coming up on the show at this hour.
Thank you, sir.
Now, yeah, we actually want to start with this particular question. Now we are aware that there is a book that you actually wrote and is known as Research Workbook, and we've discussed extensively about that book last week. Now we want to go into the details about the book itself. Can you tell us exactly what research means so that we have a glimpse of why are we disturbing ourselves with this? What is research?
All right. I thank you, Mr. Adams. Thank you. I deeply appreciate. I can't say thank you enough. I deeply appreciate all the support. We've had a lot of challenges today, but here you are still saying that we should turn it around, and we do it on my own Facebook Live. So I say thank you again for that. I remember that our last session, you were saying that, well, research is boring, is difficult. And I acceded to that to say, yes, I know. It's simply because we have not paid attention. So what is research in brief? Research is, using discipline methods to answer a question or to solve a problem. So we encounter problem every day. I mean, like we've been in the middle of problems since 2:15 p.m. when we're supposed to start this live session. But we started looking at it again, that what can we do differently? So that's the thing about research, is using discipline methods to answer questions or solve problems. There's a guy called Russell Baker, and he said something, and that thing, the first time I heard it, has stayed with me till now. Russell Baker said that research is a scientific activity that is dedicated to why the grass is green. And that struck me, that why the grass is green. Of course, the grass is supposed to be green. I mean, like every time, the grass should be green. At least on a normal day, the grass should be green. So research is about why is the grass green. So you cannot assume in research. You must be asking a question. There must be a problem. There must be something you are curious about. And again, I twisted that quote around that Russell Baker said. I said, research is that scientific activity dedicated to why the grass is not green. So I can speak from a healthcare perspective. We have a lot of problems. There are ways that things should go in our clinical practice, in our community practice, in family life. There's a way things should progress normally, but these things don't happen that way. They don't progress. However, we fail to ask the question, why is the grass not green? So research is that tool, that method of asking questions and solving problems. I'll just leave it at that.
Thank you. I can see you want to start going in deep and deep. So we just leave it like that. For those of you that you still want to know more, especially with this particular just little illustration she gave out now, I will advise you to go and join the virtual learning, because it's, I mean, even the class is out of, like, sometimes I ask myself, is it the way she's so radiating that she's radiating in the class? Definitely the student will be like, no, we don't want her to go. She should wait. That should not be the end. The same thing is applicable with the virtual learning. As she's radiating and she's giving all this, she's doing the same thing with the virtual learning. So I will advise you to kindly go and join the Research Resource Hub on the Facebook. You will learn more. Anyway, let's go further now. That will take us to the next question, which is what exactly is the purpose of research? Can you just simplify, why do we have to go into research? Why?
All right. So I remembered again from our last conversation that I shared my experience that at the orthopedic setting, using water-filled gloves, under the pressure areas to prevent pressure sores. So the first thing I will say why we should do research or why healthcare professionals should do research. So I'm just referring to healthcare professionals because I am one
Yeah,
and I'm
I
speaking from
understand.
my perspective.
Yeah,
Not like
yeah,
engineers don't do research, not like
yeah,
educators don't do research or
yeah,
artists don't do research. Everybody does research. So, but we are
yeah,
just talking about something that we see day to day. That's why we are both healthcare professionals.
yeah.
So research is a way of understanding, of assessing, and evaluating what the care we give to our clients. You see, it is unfair if every day we give care to our clients in whatever form, community, anywhere whatever we do, and we are not even assessing that, is this thing delivering the, is it achieving the aim? Is it achieving the purpose? Or I am just checking the list, pim, I went to work today and, I spent 7 hours, I spent 8 hours, and you just want to check the list. But you are not checking whether the care you are giving is really, really, really meeting that target. So research is one of those things that you use, is one of those ways of understanding, of assessing, of evaluating the kind of care you give to your client. And it also helps us to generate knowledge. The purpose of any research is for you to develop knowledge. And that's why I feel so sorry. I feel so sorry for the kind of researches we do. I have been at that level before. I shared my experience when I got into
Yeah.
training. I saw that they said we're going to do one thing. They said it's research. And I just found out that I breathed in and I breathed out. That's I don't know. That's the only way I can say it. But that was so many years ago. That was like 16, 17 years ago. But because of my curiosity, I have progressed over time. I've progressed over time. And so the business of any research is to develop knowledge, is to refine knowledge. Let's ask ourselves, how are we doing it at this time? How can we do it better? And I said one of our viewers posted it on Twitter that I can't remember how he put it on Twitter, but I think you saw it, right? I saw it after the
Okay.
show. Yes, but this is what I am trying to say. At every time you are rendering health care or you are giving a client's care that is not evidence-based, that is not based on research, you are most likely giving that client something that is substandard. So you are not giving that client the best care. You might be using trial and error. These things can be harmful. And in healthcare business, we deal with lives. You can't afford to say, okay, try it like this. Then before you say Jack Robinson, you don't even have an opportunity to research on that client anymore. The person is gone. So it's developed to refine, to continuously build a body of knowledge. I just want to encourage my colleagues. I want to encourage professionals. You come into a profession, it is your business to ensure that things move beyond where you met it. And I'm encouraging this generation. You guys are smart. You guys are, you're brilliant like that. Use your initiative, use your curiosity, and come up with great innovations that through research that would be useful for this profession. Thank you,
No,
sir.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I actually have to remove my glass because I can see I'm already sweating and you are giving it out to me from your end.
So sorry. You've been through a lot today.
Now, that will take me to another interesting question. That is, there is this particular state or word, or how do I put it, like research cycle. Can you just simplify it? Research cycle, what does it mean? Is it that you are recycling or cycling? I don't, just in briefly.
Recycling waste.
Waste, exactly.
Okay, no. So
Okay.
research cycle, the research is best looked at as a cyclical process.
Okay.
And why are we looking at it, as a cyclical process? Research is not a sprint race. I pick it from here and I end here. No. You start a research only for you to end it and find that you are having to begin again. Not because you failed, but because you have discovered something that you need to go and look over again. In this research workbook, there's a whole chapter dedicated to the research cycle. And in the
Okay.
workbook, we talked about 13 steps, when you are going on a cycle or staircase, You go
Okay.
from one step to the other. So it's just a list of activity, key activities that any researcher has to undergo to ensure
Okay.
that you go through the research cycle and you complete it.
All
And
right.
of course, it starts with an idea. It usually starts with an idea. I think I have the picture here. So you move from the idea stage, you move from the research idea, you move into checking the literature, on and on like that, finding a suitable framework, a suitable theory that is going to support and carry that research. I know a lot of people don't want to hear theoretical framework. When they hear research, they want to throw the framework out of the window. But no, those things can be easy peasy, cheesy, lemon squeezy. I tell you, all
Oh,
this.
thank you.
Yeah, I learned that from my kids. They say easy peasy, cheesy, lemon squeezy. Mommy, just drink it. Yes, so research cycle consists of about at least 13 activities like that you go on and on up until you conclude and recommendation. I mean, there's no way you will not give a recommendation after a research. You have found something, whether you confirmed an hypothesis, whether you did not confirm it, whether you did not achieve, whatever it is you found is something useful that can inform policy, that can inform practice. You understand? And so your question is, we should go through the research cycles. I said we won't go through everything now, but at least there are at least 13 different steps that you go through that
Okay.
we have identified
13
in the
sites.
workbook. Starting from
Oh,
the idea stage, people always say, give me topic, give me. I don't like to hear that thing. But of course, I feel their pain. It's a pain point because they just want somebody to share an idea with them. It's always an idea. It starts with an idea. If I sit you down and we brainstorm, we talk about an idea, a topic will come out of it. Do you
definitely.
understand? So it
Definitely.
always starts with an idea and it ends with a recommendation. But trust me, by the time you get to the end of the cycle, you will just find out that, oh, you are having to start again, not because you failed at the initial
Mm-hmm,
research,
mm-hmm,
but because
mm-hmm.
you have discovered something. And that's why you have that section of your research project that says suggestion for further studies.
So this. Oh, wait. Oh, wait.
Because
Oh,
you
wait.
found, yeah, because you found out something and you're saying, oh, if we had looked at it, maybe using this design, if we had considered this, we were looking at men who were men aged 20 to 25. Maybe it would be nice to look at a research, maybe it would be nice to carry out a research, among people above 40. So suggestion for further study. So it's actually a cyclical thing, but don't be worried that, oh, how will I get to the end? It is really easy. There are small steps that will help you to achieve the purpose of any research.
Now, let me take it exactly from that particular point. Now, to answer this particular question, does it now mean that when you are now conducting a research and
Yeah.
you completed all the cycle, every stages in the cycle, you completed everything, definitely by the time you even arrive at recommendation, that particular researcher will still give another things to investigate again, which will be in the suggestion. Is that what you're telling us exactly? Oh my,
Absolutely, that's what I'm
oh my
saying.
goodness. Oh my goodness. Don't which mean that research is continuous. You cannot, one thing will give to another thing, one thing will lead to another thing. Wow, this is perfect.
But that is not to say you should not be focused in your
Yeah,
research.
yeah.
You had
Mm-hmm.
a purpose for which you set out. You
Yeah.
had a
Mm-hmm.
question that you raised ab initio.
Mm-hmm.
You would
Mm-hmm.
stick to that question, you will stick to that focus till the end of that
Mm-hmm.
study.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's now okay for you to report any unusual finding,
Mm-hmm.
something
Mm-hmm.
that you were not expecting that you
Expecting.
found.
Mm-hmm.
You would have
Mm-hmm.
to still mention that. And you
Mm-hmm.
see, let's bring this back home. Let's bring this back to professional practice. Imagine we are used to asking questions on everything we encounter in our practice. Our practice cannot be where it is right now. It will have moved forward. There are some things we will have no business doing. Oh my God. Sorry, was there a break or something?
No, but there was a vibration.
I had a caller, so I'm trying to end that call. So I was talking about focus. it's not to say that you will not be focused, because when you get into research, you see different things. No, you still have to stick to the original reason why you started out in the first place.
First, please. Thank you very much. Now that we let's take this particular question now. What is exactly this? What is supervisor-supervisee relationship, and how is it important in conducting a research?
The supervisor-supervisee relationship. Well, so it can also be looked at as maybe like a mentor-mentee relationship. You know, some people are not in the school environment. So when you're in the school environment, you call it a supervisor-supervisee relationship. If it's not in the school environment, it can be your academic mentor, it can be your principal investigator, it can be somebody you are just working in a research team with. But why are we even talking about things like this? Because research is not a sprint race. That it's look at it as something that you are going to work together as a team to achieve. You may say, I'm the only one that gave the topic. I mean, I'm doing this project on my own. Just your supervisor is part of your team. The person that would assist you to get data, whether or not you paid the person, is a team member. The person you are collecting data for, your respondents, is part of your team, because they are the people to decide if you succeed. So coming back to supervisor-supervisee relationship, I know people have so many things to say about it. And a lot of times it's not really nice, because maybe you feel that you don't get all the support that you require from your supervisor, to do a project. But I want us to consider it as a special relationship in the life of every research student. It's a special relationship that has a potential of determining even your career outcomes. Because if you do well with one project, it will spur up different things for you. It may determine an area of practice in future for you. For instance, if you are a student, and even if you are a professional, if you pay attention well in that particular project you are doing, you are paying attention properly, it can stir up a curiosity in you, and you're like, I think I'm interested in this area of practice, because I'm asking more questions there and I'm understanding more. That's just it. Why do we have researchers? We have researchers because everybody cannot solve all the problem in this world. You only have to get interested in a particular area, and then the person keeps paying attention 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. You now say the person has been doing research in women's health for 10 years or 15 years or 30 years. Then they will now call the person a women's health researcher. It's because that the person has listened, paid attention over time. So what I would just say about the supervisor-supervisee relationship is that there are expectations of this relationship. It's not a relationship, it's not an entitlement that you should come in with as for instance, a research student. There are expectations that your supervisor has of you. Your supervisor is not the person to do your work. No. Your supervisor is supposed to guide you in what you are doing. You are supposed to come and say, this is the idea that I have. You understand? It's not for you to just go and drop your work on your supervisor's lap. No, it doesn't work that way. Let me just